To say we've had a little rain this spring would be the understatement of the year. In fact, our hearts and prayers go out to the people across the South and Southeast who have had enormous flooding problems and have been driven from their homes. But there's been a silver lining to this cloud. The fishing has enjoyed a renaissance in many lakes that were way down for a long time. We're going to a lake in Central Texas that illustrates just that point. Welcome to the Hill Country. This is going to be a lot of fun. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Well, I'd like to welcome you in right now to the lake we're talking about. It's Lake Buchanan. Now, it's down in the Texas Hill Country of Central Texas, west of Austin. And it's one of a chain of lakes down here. They've got some great fishing and great lakes. It includes Inks and LBJ and Marble Falls and Lake Travis and right here at Lake Buchanan. But here's what we're dealing with. The last time we were here was back in 2013. And when we were here, the lake was 30-something feet low. Now I want to walk you down here and show you this. We actually drove our truck down the boat ramp about 250 yards out into that cove toward the main lake. We launched our boat on a makeshift rock boat ramp and parked our truck a couple of hundred yards down there where you see water right now. As a matter of fact, in 2013 when we were here, this entire cove was completely dry, all the way to where you see those houses on that far bank, completely dry. You could walk all the way across it. Well, needless to say, this lake is filled all the way back up in the past year, and today we're gonna go out, do some fishing for stripers, white bass, hybrid stripers. I'm not sure what we're gonna catch, but we'll see what impact filling a lake like this up can have on fishing, not only here, but near you. And we're taking you around the region for your latest fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters. Gonna be a lot of fun. Got a great day to do it. Right now, it all gets started back at the studios with your weekend planner.
According to the Salooner tables, both days this weekend will offer some of the best game fish activity of the month. The peak daytime action should begin at 1:25 on Saturday and 2:13 on Sunday. Expect the sun to rise at 6:24 and set at 8:24. And we'll have a full moon on Saturday. We'll be right back with fishing reports from around the area, and I'll return with four-time Classic champion Kevin Van Dam for this week's Ask the Pro segment. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics, find, navigate, dominate.
Well, we've made it out, and it's a beautiful day, and I started off throwing a big crankbait out here off some points just to see something has whopped it immediately. What is that? That's a hybrid or a striper. That's a striper. All right, little striper to get it started. This one's got a mouthful of that great big crankbait. That's about a 15-foot deep running crankbait. There, we got it. Okay, got a striper start right there. Clear water, and away he goes. I had been here a couple of times 3 to 5 years ago and had marked a bunch of waypoints out here of places that I had caught stripers before. Well, come out here and those are pretty much all useless because every one of those spots has 25, 30 feet deeper of water on top of it. Those fish were in 25 feet of water back then. Well, now they're in 50, 55, and that's too deep. So I'm having to basically learn to migrate up on these points and humps shallower than I used to fish before the lake came up. So there's your first lesson. Relearn the lake and basically go with the old shoreline. If you can find the old shoreline about where it used to be, that's usually a pretty good place to start when you're trying to relearn a lake again after a lake comes up rising this much, this fast, but you can still catch them. Okay, we're off to a good start. Let's get you off to a start with some fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey guys, this week's report is brought to you by Lucas Marine Products. You know, the two-cycle land and sea product from Lucas is an outboard oil that meets or exceeds the warranty specifications of most outboard manufacturers. With that being said, it's a true smokeless formula. It's going to keep your outboard's going to run cleaner, your exhaust ports on your propeller is going to be cleaner, and it's full of additives that are going to add to the longevity of your motor as well as improve the performance. So check them out at lucasoil.com. You guys, the fishing in Tennessee and Kentucky right now is pretty good. The bass fishing is in a little bit of a lull between spawn and post-spawn. Most of your fish are transitioning back out to their summertime areas. The catfishing's still good. We're on the tail end of that spawn as well, but that'll last another month or so. Crappie are winding down in the shallows and starting to move towards their summertime haunts, their drop-offs and deep brush piles. If you just want to go catch a lot of fish, you want to have a lot of fun, and you want something great to eat, I would highly recommend bluegill and shellcracker fishing in the Tennessee and Kentucky region. The Cumberland River's really good, Reelfoot Lake's really good, the Tennessee River's really good, Barron River in Kentucky's really good, and Lake Cumberland in Kentucky's really good. Let's get you a tube of crickets or some worms, a jig head, a bobber. Find you a kid and take them out there and watch them smile when they reel them in. Guys, it's a great time to be on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
There's one, I got him. I got two fish. All right, well, this is something new. A striper. Not a big one, but we'll just flop him aboard and see what's going on over here. I put a couple of live shad down just to see if I could get bit. All of a sudden, I was just having a hard time getting bit. Here he comes. All right. Well, there's a couple of fish. Anyway, a little small striper and a hybrid striper. Side by side right there. That hybrid is a cross between a striper and a white bass, and that's a pure striper right there. We're letting the fish go back. See you, fellas. Well, I got desperate. Caught some on a crankbait, caught some this morning on a topwater, and then, as you can see, it got bright sky, calm day, and the fish just shut down. So, got a friend, Furman Fernandez, who's a guide here, and he gave me a few live shad. I put them in my Tracker Protein 195 live well back there, turned the recirculation pump and the aerator on, and it's doing a great job of keeping these live shad fresh back there. And I dropped them down, and the first thing, a couple of them got bit. Now I've moved out deeper. Again, 22,000 acres here at Lake Buchanan. Now when this lake was down 30 feet low, it was probably half that. But now there's tons of water for these fish to get in. Who knows where they are? It's like a needle in a haystack. Sometimes a little live bait goes a long way. Well, I am sitting here looking at fish right on the bottom on my Lowrance Elite TI. Here's one, here's one. That one's got it. And another one, both of them. Got doubles again. 2 shad out and 2 stripers, assuming they're stripers. These aren't big, but they're a lot of fun to catch. All right, he's gonna have to come aboard. Little one right there. This one swam out away from the boat pretty good ways. A little bit bigger. Yep, a mouthful of shad. All right, we got doubles here. Another pair of stripers, a pretty good one on the left there, and a small one on the right. Let that little one go back right there. Show that one. He's still got a mouthful of shad right there. Here's what I'm using to catch them with right there. Threadfin shad, and that's about the right size. Decent striper right there. All right, welcome back everybody. We're not keeping him today, so away he goes. I'm just out here on a big point, and there's actually scattered brush growing up off the bottom. I've never caught stripers in brush before. Show you a quick shot of it here on the Lowrance Elite TI back here. As you can see there on the left side, that's the traditional 2D sonar view, and you can see the fuzzy brush growing up off the bottom, the willow trees and little scrub brush. And then on the right, you can see the structure scan, down scan view, and you can clearly see all of that brush. That's where all the shad will go. When a lake comes up in your area, go find that newly flooded brush, and you can fish just above them and catch a lot of fish. Time now for more fishing and lake reports for you while we're rocking and rolling from the ski boat track.
Hey folks, Captain E here with your Carolinas report. This week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon, located on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet. We're open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. And as always, remember what it's about here. It's always about the food, the view, and the music. And I tell you what it's all about is May and saltwater, and the fishing is on. I tell you what, whether you're inshore, nearshore, or an offshore fisherman, this is your time of the year. Next to November, this is my favorite month, and I'll tell you, the flounder have showed up. With the new moon and full moon coming and going, we have gotten all those fish back inshore right now. You can fish on your favorite haunt, and you're going to catch some great flounder catches right now. Also around those jetties and on those nearshore reefs, the Spanish mackerel are in thick numbers. Get out with a #1 planer, and what you want to do is get a mackerel rig or a Christmas tree rig with a drone or a Clark spoon on the rear end, and you're going to catch multiple catches and have a great time. Make sure you bring the kids out for that one. Also, the king mackerel have showed up on those live bottom areas. Good live bait right now is resulting in some great catches of king mackerel. Also, the offshore side of things, I'll tell you what, the water temperatures, just like May, have warmed up, and the tuna, wahoo, and dolphin are here in great numbers. With both South Carolina and North Carolina Governor's Cups coming in the next couple weeks, we'll start to see those billfish show up in good numbers as that water temperature warms up. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
There's a bite. Got him. What have we got? Oh, a decent striper. Probably a keeper. If we were keeping them. There we go. That's a good fish. Lake Buchanan striped bass for you right there. Hooked right in the corner of the mouth. I'm going to show you that circle hook in a little while, because that's a real key when you're live bait fishing like this. All right, long skinny fish, feeding on threadfin shad and some gizzard shad in here as well. So we've got them working right here. All right, away he goes, and I proved something right there. I had a few dead threadfin shad floating around in my live well, stuck a dead one on there, enough fish going down there, enough of a frenzy, they'll even eat a dead one. Wow, we've got fish working today at Lake Buchanan. Stay with us. We're coming back to the Central Texas Hill Country right after this.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
There's one, he's got it, got him. All right, I want to show you something when I get this fish up. Kind of drifting that one out away from the boat a little ways. Still got a live shad on there. Striper, they got to be, I think, 20 inches long to be a keeper on this lake, and certainly we're not keeping them today. I want to show you something really cool here. Get in that net. Every time you get bit with a circle hook, you don't ever have to worry about gut hooking a fish when you're using live bait, because that circle hook just rolls over and sticks right through typically their upper lip, just like that. And they're real easy to get loose, and you don't have to risk killing a fish. Just probably not quite a keeper size striper. But you saw me. Here's what you got to do if you're using a circle hook like this. The fish basically sets the hook on himself. You don't want to jerk, because what'll happen is that fish he'll roll up there and close his mouth on it, and if you just real gently let the fish pull away, it'll roll up like this, and the tip of that hook will get right in his mouth. Time for fishing reports for you.
This part of the program is brought to you by MirrOlure, the right tools to catch them. From topwater plugs to subsurface models to deep running lures like the deadly Heavy Dean. Turn on the bite anytime. Tie on a MirrOlure. Well, boy, great spring fishing is really here. Captain Sonny Schindler over in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, tells me that Cat Island has been just outstanding for trout. He's catching those fish under birds, find the birds, diving, and go in there and throw popping corks with grubs underneath them, and catching lots of fish that way. Elsewhere in Mississippi at Gulfport Harbor, outstanding sea trout fishing with fish up to 5 pounds are being caught using live shrimp with popping corks. Also Mississippi, blackfin tuna and amberjacks are doing real well around the wrecks and the oil rigs. Cobia have really shown up in good numbers. Both of these are 20 to 40 pound fish. They're on the sandbars along the Gulf from Chandeleur Bar to Horn Island Bar. In Alabama, Captain Charlie Gray is catching lots of trout around Dolphin Island and in Lower Mobile Bay and also Mississippi Sound. Captain Tim Cutting in St. Simon's Island in southeast Georgia says triple tail sight fishing is on fire. These fish are 3 to 6 pound keepers. Sometimes there's a double-digit weight fish, but those are rare along the coast when you're spot fishing for them. He says inshore, trout fishing has been great, and there's some big spawning trout at the mouth of the St. Mary's River. Some of those fish are going 5 to 6 pounds, along with bull redfish, sheepshead, and some Spanish mackerel off the end.
The Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report is brought to you by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish in a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. Now it's mid-May and panfish anglers across the region are acting like druids of old. They're turning their eyes to the sky in anticipation of the full moon. This event's just 2 days away and it's the very best time of the year for catching bedding bluegills. This action has already started and it'll continue for a couple of days after the full moon phase. These brim bed in shallow coves and they'll cover the bottom with small craters that look like a moonscape. The bluegill are very territorial and they'll attack anything that's thrown near their beds. Tossing worms, crickets, beetle spins, popping bugs, and other small baits in the bedding area will draw vicious strikes. In Alabama, the state public fishing lakes system covers 23 ponds in 20 locations with 1,749 acres of water. All of these small ponds are great for the bluegill spawning action. Mississippi has 20 public fishing lakes that cover 4,543 acres of water, and they'd offer similar panfish opportunities. Georgia's 10 public fishing areas have 33 ponds with 1,033 acres for this same type of angling.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button, and see lots of how-to and product videos by clicking the how-to button. Also, stay up to date with the latest fishing news, videos, and photos by clicking the follow button on our Twitter feed. And get lots of that same info by clicking the like button on our Facebook page. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro question. This week, Gary would like to know what 3 lakes would make your bass fishing bucket list. We asked 7-time Angler of the Year Kevin Van Dam for an answer.
If I had to just pick 3 lakes, first off, I'd have to say Lake St. Clair. You know, I love to catch smallmouth. There's not a better fishery out there to catch numbers of big smallmouth. It's kind of my home lake. After that, you got to go Lake Okeechobee. You know, it's on fire right now. It's got a ton of grass and vegetation, and on any cast you can catch a 10-pounder. On top of that, then I'd go over to Texas, go over there to Toledo Bend. Very diverse fishery. It's got a lot of hydrilla, a lot of timber in it, and just a huge population of quality fish. And again, there you got a chance to catch a fish over 10 pounds. Those are 3 phenomenal places to bass fish.
Thank you, Kevin. If you have a question for one of the anglers, visit our website, follow the Ask the Pro link on the right side of the page, and send it in. Now, one lucky viewer wins a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
Every week, someone wins a free pair of Costa sunglasses right here on our show, and it's time right now to announce this week's winner. She is Brandy Roberts of Biloxi, Mississippi, showing a 26-pound triple tail she caught in the Gulf of Mexico. If you'd like to be our next winner, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Costa Catch of the Week area on the right side of the front page, send us your photo, and you could win a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses. And you can see all of their great products by going back to the front page of our website and clicking on the Costa logo. You can see all of the 580 polycarbonate and 580 glass lenses there, and you can see all of their great frame styles, including the frame style I was wearing on this week's episode. This style is called Brine. This week on the Academy Right Stuff feature, I want to show you two different products. First of all, the brand new Lowrance Elite TI series. It's the middle of the line series. It incorporates many of the features of the high top-end HDS series at a much less expensive price. This little baby right here will do your chart plotter, your GPS. It's got a card slot so that you can insert your own mapping card if you'd like. It will do structure scan. It'll do down scan, traditional 2D sonar. It's got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. You can get a total scan transducer so that you can do structure scan, down scan, and traditional 2D sonar all with one transducer. In the past, we've always had to have two. Now you can do it with the total scan. This is an incredible unit. It's the Lowrance Elite TI series. Check it out at your local retailer. And again, it's many of the features of the HDS series, touchscreen and all, at a fraction of the price. The other thing I want to show you is the Striper Carolina rig that we use today. It's basically a typical bass Carolina rig. It starts with about a 3/4 ounce Carolina rig sinker, got a barrel swivel behind that. Then I used about a 4-foot leader, and then we used that circle hook that we showed you that did such a great job lip hooking those stripers. Hey, I want to talk seriously to the guys just for a minute, especially the guys who love fishing as much as I do. There was a time in my early married life where I ran off and went fishing either by myself or with my buddies every single weekend. And I left my wife and then later on in life, my kids at home to fend for themselves. It caused me a lot of pain in those early years because I did a lot of damage to our marriage and our family relationships. In fact, I know a lot of guys who have absolutely lost their wives and their families just over the sport of fishing. I can ask you to take it from a guy who's been there and done it the wrong way. Please do not jump in that truck, hitch on that boat, and run off fishing and leave your family behind every single weekend. Be fair about it. Split that time. Spend some of those weekends at home with your wife and children if you have them, spending quality time together. You can avoid some of the pain that I had to go through early in my married and family life. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our trip down to Central Texas to Lake Buchanan on this week's show. It's loaded with stripers, and you can contact my good guide buddy, Furman Fernandez, the phone number you see in the contact information on your screen right now. And I thoroughly enjoyed fishing out of my brand new Tracker Pro Team 195 fully rigged fishing boat. It's got all the comforts, all the nice stuff of many of the higher end fiberglass boats at a much less expensive price. Check it out at your local Tracker dealer. Thanks for joining us. Until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.